The company brought in a new leader out of nowhere, and it turned out to be my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, Daniel. Right in front of all our colleagues, he called me out, saying I earn a high salary without doing any work, basically just taking up space. You're in a non-technical role, just a low-level employee handling approval paperwork. How can you justify a monthly salary of over $30,000? Around the new year, when the company was making staffing adjustments, Daniel used his position to get me laid off. Even my girlfriend, Sophia, dumped me and went back to him. But when several company projects got their approvals rejected and the startup funds sent back, Daniel was desperate and begged me to come back. By then, I'd already been headhunted by a big company and was enjoying a beach vacation. In the meeting room, the HR manager smiled politely at me. Due to the company's current business needs and strategic realignment, this layoff was unavoidable for us. We will do everything we can to ensure the laid-off employees receive fair treatment. I listened calmly to the layoff notice, feeling nothing but peace inside. I knew this day would come from the moment I saw Daniel step into the company as acting CEO. Daniel was Sophia's ex-boyfriend. I'd heard they started dating in college and were the couple everyone envied. But Daniel came from money and wanted to study abroad after graduation. Sophia didn't want to do long distance and broke up with him. Daniel thought Sophia was just having a tantrum, that her love for him wouldn't change, and she'd be waiting for him quietly. When he graduated and returned, the first thing he did was look for Sophia and found me with her. Caught off guard, he threw a punch at me, and I hit him back. It was raining heavily that day. Sophia cried and yelled in the rain. "Stop it, you guys, just stop fighting." We ended up at the police station and it was labeled as mutual assault. The police mediated and then we both were released. Wiping his face, Daniel said to me with malice as he left, "Jeff, right? Just wait and see." I really didn't expect Daniel to be the only son of the boss who had studied abroad. So what about the severance? HR, who knew me well, a veteran worker in the company, glanced at the door and lowered her voice a bit. "Charles wants to talk to you personally about your severance." "But he might." I understood and nodded. At first, when Daniel was acting CEO, he didn't immediately fire me. Instead, he even praised me in front of the employees sometimes. I almost doubted myself, thinking maybe he had the capability like the boss. Until one day, while in the break room, I overheard Daniel and his cronies plotting against me. "No matter how capable Jeff is, he's under your command. Even if Charles appreciates him, he can't surpass you. You can easily catch some small mistakes he makes, blow them up, so even if Charles investigates, it's his own fault, not yours." After Daniel heard this, his voice turned sinister. "Capable? He's got no capabilities. Wouldn't a dog do his job for a piece of meat? Waiting for him to mess up is taking too long, and I don't have the patience. You arrange some people, be efficient, I want him out quickly. Better yet, make him mess up big time. Landing him in jail would be great." I quietly left the break room without alerting anyone. After that day, I became extra cautious. My computer was locked multiple times, important documents were always with me, and even when I went to the restroom, I made sure to have all the keys in my pocket. I checked every word on the approval paperwork I submitted. Even a wrong punctuation mark made me have the related person redo it. Some said I was being overly meticulous. Others thought I was making a fuss. But regardless, I didn't relax at all, not giving Daniel or his people any chance. I even tried reaching out to Charles, but when it came to his own son, he just laughed it off, saying he was ready to retire and Daniel being young and hot-headed was normal, asking me to bear with it. My heart sank even more. Though I was reluctant to leave the company, I prepared for the possibility. And indeed, just like Daniel said, he wasn't a patient person. After several failed attempts to frame me and with no grounds to convict me, he had no choice but to lay me off citing staffing adjustments. I returned to my desk and started packing. The sound of footsteps approached, and when I looked up, Daniel came in with a group of followers. He wore a smug smile, looking at me like I was a whipped dog. Some people really have no self-awareness. Though just an ordinary employee, working here long enough made them think they're the boss, getting 10 times the salary of others and business hospitality expenses while slacking off outside. Tell me, should such a person be kept on? His voice was loud and colleagues paused, whispering among themselves. The suck-ups around Daniel chimed in, supporting him. You're absolutely right. We must stand against such company pests. You're wise indeed. While Charles is too sentimental, for the company to grow and create a future, it needs decisive leadership like yours. I suggest we investigate Jeff thoroughly before he leaves. See if he violated company policy and scrutinize his past reimbursements for potential embezzlement. I watched them circle Daniel, flattering and preparing to dump dirt on me. These lackeys were new recruits since Daniel joined, naturally aligning with him. The company I work for invests in and manages projects, dealing with government agencies on concession agreements. I joined this company right after graduation when it was a small startup with just a few team members and witnessed its growth into a listed corporation with over 1,000 staff. The company's growth wasn't smooth, nearly going under during the pandemic. Back then, most of Charles's original team left, but I stayed alongside him, becoming the longest-serving employee now. Charles, getting on in years, mentioned that his son who was studying abroad would soon graduate and return, intended to start from the ground up. Though everyone knew, a princely heir wouldn't really climb up slowly, especially since his office was already prepared. I placed the box I packed on the desk and crossed my arms to watch them perform. Daniel wasn't pleased with my calm. His smirk from witnessing my downfall wiped off. He leaned in close, towering over me. You, just a small fry living off my dad's company, dreaming of opposing me. I'll make you understand your place. You're not even fit to shine my shoes. I stared straight into Daniel's eyes, not flinching, not worried at all. You just let me go like that. Don't regret it later. We haven't even finished handing over the work. Daniel laughed exaggeratedly, and his cronies followed suit. Jeff, you're thinking too highly of yourself, aren't you? Your job is basically just running errands. Does it even need a handover? I could hire a college student who'd do just fine. He wasn't completely wrong. I was just an errand boy. But not just anyone can do this job well. I was juggling 6 projects at my busiest and still got along swimmingly with different government departments. In other similar companies, they'd need at least 5 or 6 people to manage what I did alone. It's just submitting some approval documents, no technical skill required, no special talent needed. Newbies are easier to boss around and save money, too. He tilted his head and flicked my shoulder with his hand. See, there are more benefits to replacing you. Why should I keep you around? I brushed off where he touched me and smiled. I've been with the company for 8 years. You're laying me off without cause. First, sort out my 2N+1 severance. Daniel squinted. I knew he could pay, he just really didn't want to. He set me up, hoping to see me leave the company in disgrace and broke. Too bad I was cautious and didn't let him get his way. Jeff, you're asking for too much. Take this month's salary and get out while I'm in a good mood. Don't be ungrateful, or I'll have you thrown out. Even when the company struggled, they never just gave you the current month's salary as compensation. Some employees looked pale. If this is how they treat an old-timer, what will happen when it's their turn? I didn't do anything wrong. If you fire me, that's unlawful termination. What? Didn't you understand? Daniel, what good is all that education abroad? Trash is trash. Your dad's money was wasted. Jeff, you piece of shit. Daniel grabbed my collar with one hand and raised his fist. Before he could swing, his cronies held him back. Some were smart enough to know that if he hit me, settling this quietly wouldn't be an option. I shook off Daniel's filthy hand and straightened my collar. Better get the company's legal team to educate you, ignorant fool. You don't want to? Let's go to arbitration then. I've got time. One of Daniel's cronies stepped in to mediate. Jeff, you still need a job later. When they do a background check, you'll need the company to speak well of you. Can we meet halfway? What a joke. Even if I took nothing, Daniel wouldn't give me a good reference. Cut the crap. 2N+1. Not a penny less, or I'll see you in arbitration. Before leaving, considering his dad's standing, I suggested he find someone quickly for a proper handover. 2 ongoing projects still need environmental assessment reports and technical review results. Plus, there's a loan approval with the bank. Unexpectedly, Daniel waved me off, telling me to leave quickly and not to think about any handover trick. He's afraid I'd sabotage him. That's his own small-mindedness. I shook my head and had him sign off on the handover form to prevent any blame on me if problems arise later. But the compensation owed to me? Daniel stubbornly refused. He sneered, his head tilted. Want money? Beg for it. He thinks he can hold back my severance, waiting until I'm desperate enough for him to humiliate. No way I'm letting this jerk have his way. I'll get him with the law. Once all my exit documents were done, I left with my box. I went straight to a lawyer, explained the situation, and then went home to crash. Company project approvals are tedious, and despite high pay, they wouldn't hire more people. I worked late into the night, drinking till I forgot things, just to get approvals. Now I can finally rest. Before I dozed off, I thought about taking a trip with Sophia during my break. In deep sleep, suddenly, someone yanked my blanket away. I groggily sat up, seeing Sophia enraged. Sleep, that's all you care about? Jeff, how can you sleep after getting fired? I rubbed my face, watching her lips open and close, holding back my irritation. Wasn't it because of your ex? Before I could finish, Sophia cut me off. No way. Daniel's not like that. Even after that fight, he apologized when we got back. My heart sank. Hadn't you deleted his contact? Sophia's eyes were suddenly uneasy. Diverting, she changed the subject. Seems it's not other people's fault, but your laziness, thinking old bosses were easy to fool, that got you in trouble. I already had morning grumpiness, having slept less than 5 hours since working there, on edge of a breakdown. Now hearing Sophia's continuous criticism, anger overflowed uncontrollably. Trouble? What trouble? I promise you, nothing ever went wrong under my watch. It's that kid who caused issues when he arrived, thanks to my thoroughness. Oh please, Daniel told me himself. If it weren't for my sake, firing you would be mild. They could hold you liable and sue. I laughed in frustration. Tell him to go ahead. If he doesn't sue me, he's a coward. Oh, and even if he wants to chicken out, I won't let it slide. I've already filed for arbitration for what I'm owed. Sophia got mad, pushing me, shocking me as she knocked everything off my nightstand. How dare you blame others? And applying for arbitration. Jeff, have you no shame? You screwed up but want compensation? I froze momentarily, picked up the lamp off the floor, and smashed it again. The loud sound and my red eyes finally silenced Sophia. You trust him but not me, right? You've never gotten over him. Why chase after me? You even get my birthday wrong, but your phone passcode's your anniversary with him. How do you know? Sophia backed up, then glared angrily. You've been checking my phone. You're disgusting, Jeff. I regret being with you. I want to break up. Watching her embarrassed fury, her defensiveness, my anger quickly drained. It just felt pointless. I tiredly pointed at the door. You're right, let's break up. Leave and don't come back. Sophia's eyes widened, not believing I'd actually not try to stop her. After all, I lost my job because of her. Fine, Jeff, you want to break up? Don't regret it. I see Daniel's right not to waste time on you. Such a selfish, worthless person. Sophia stormed out, slamming the door, and I just laid back down, pulling the blanket over me to catch some more Z's. When I woke up, the first thing I did was hop online and sell all my company stock. A purchase record popped up. The 3rd anniversary gift I ordered for Sophia had arrived. An Hermes sales associate messaged, asking me to pick it up. Sophia had insisted I buy that bag for her when she saw it, and without much thought, I agreed. But there was no stock back then, and even pre-ordering took 3 months. I grabbed my phone to tell the sales associate about returning it, only to notice over 99 messages in our work group chat. Normally, no one chats in that big group. Opening it, I saw Daniel giving a long-winded lecture. He said the layoffs were based on everyone's KPIs, so don't worry. As long as you're hardworking and honest, the company won't treat you unfairly. Letting go of the slackers means everyone can work better. Don't let an irrelevant person affect your motivation. A chorus of his cronies echoed, showing a scene of boss and underlings enjoying themselves. Daniel added someone new to the chat, and the profile pic looked super familiar. I took a closer look. Sure enough, it was Sophia. I then checked out Sophia's Twitter. She deleted all our photos and lovey-dovey posts. The only post left was one from a few hours ago. What goes around comes around. The picture was of two hands intertwined. Broke up with me and turned around to get back together with Daniel? That was fast. Daniel announced Sophia was the new head of approval, as in my old job. I found it ridiculous. Sophia used to be a sales associate. If not for knowing me, she wouldn't even know what approvals were. There's no way she could handle the position. I indifferently looked through the chat. Daniel gave Sophia two subordinates, recent college grads. It's not that I look down on them, but they've got no experience and need hands-on guidance. Kicking me out means they'll be left to figure it out on their own. I sighed deeply and left the chat. Now I want to see if those approvals really are as simple as Daniel claims. A week later, the first call I got was from the bank. Leonard, my usual contact there, questioned me loudly. Why is your company's loan approval material such a mess? Even with decimal errors? Who lets an intern handle such a big case? You better come here. I'm holding onto these materials for now. If it gets filed, you know how much trouble that would cause. I sighed and told him the truth. Leonard, I got laid off. Company matters are out of my hands. Leonard was shocked and didn't believe it. You got laid off? You have to be kidding. Did your boss lose his mind? Laying off someone like you spells bankruptcy. Boss retired. His son took over. I've troubled you a lot, so I apologize. If you're free, I'd love to take you out for a meal. I didn't say much, but he's sharp. He knew what was up. Instead of responding directly, Leonard earnestly told me, good riddance. I know some excellent companies whose bosses are eager to find talent. Hang tight. I'll connect you with a few. You can interview now and begin after the holidays. I was about to refuse when he hung up. Half an hour later, Leonard sent info on 3 companies. He messaged that he'd already put in a word, and I could interview anytime. His generosity left me feeling bad about refusing. So, I picked a top company in the industry and called to set up an appointment. The receptionist recognized my name and transferred me promptly. I waited forever, only to be told on the line that Fiona, the general manager, would see me at 9 a.m. the next day. The next morning, I donned a new suit, shaved, and styled my hair. Looking in the mirror, I saw a man who just turned 30 with mature vibes. I touched my slightly out-of-shape belly from years of drinking. Now that I don't have to work late or go on dates, I'm planning to exercise and get healthier. Feeling refreshed, I drove to the new company. Just as I parked, an unfamiliar number rang my phone. I usually don't pick up unknown numbers. The ringing stopped but resumed. This time it was Sophia calling. Wow, lasted a week. Not bad. I answered, and Sophia's angry voice immediately came through. Jeff, where are you? Get to the company in 10 minutes, or don't expect my forgiveness. Before I could reply, she hung up. Is she dreaming? We're broken up. Her forgiveness doesn't matter to me. I put my phone on silent and went into the company. This place was bigger and way fancier than my last job. The receptionist quickly approached me. Explaining my reason for being there, I was ushered into a private elevator on the left. Clearly, they'd been expecting me. Leonard must really have quite the pull. Up on the top floor, I was promptly brought to a meeting room with tea and snacks laid out. Fiona had a last-minute meeting but would be done soon, so they asked me to wait a bit. Their super considerate treatment made me feel less like I was interviewing and more like I was inspecting. Just as I finished a snack, the door flew open. I quickly wiped my mouth and stood up. Seeing who walked in, I almost lost it. Fiona's beautiful wavy hair bounced as she walked. She moved swiftly, her cheeks slightly flushed, and her chest rising and falling. Long time no see. I awkwardly scratched my nose, struggling to peel my eyes away and smile to cover my embarrassment. Didn't expect to see the class beauty again. It's been 2 years since the reunion, right? Looking even better now. I almost wanted to smack myself after saying that. Fiona laughed warmly, teasing. So do you regret turning me down back then? My toes were ready to dig a bunker. Didn't expect her to be so direct. 2 years ago at the class reunion, Fiona blushed and told everyone that she'd liked me since high school. She asked if I wanted to be her boyfriend. But I had been dating Sophia for a year, and I never thought a beauty like Fiona would be interested in me. When I turned her down, Fiona smiled and said it was okay, but I could see the disappointment in her eyes. Now, to be honest, I regret it. But just because something better comes along doesn't mean you dump your girlfriend of a year. I liked Sophia back then too. Seeing my discomfort, Fiona changed the subject and handed me a job offer. Her fingers were slender, like a fine piece of jade. I focused on the contract, no probation, no pre-employment training, and the first month came with a bonus. Plus, the salary was 3 times what I used to make. This seemed too good. It was obviously favoritism and people might gossip. Guys like me are tough, so I wasn't too worried. But it wouldn't look good for her. When did you start dragging your feet? I don't offer this to just anyone. Leonard recommended you, plus everyone knows what you're capable of, she said. Oh, by the way, I heard you broke up? What? I just ended it. How did it spread so fast? I was stunned as Fiona grabbed her phone and deleted Sophia as a friend right in front of me. Just added her by accident. Didn't realize she was your ex. Sign here. She tilted her head playfully, revealing her milky white neck. I stared for a moment before she leaned over, pointing at the signature line and handing me a pen. She was close, and a faint scent tickled my nose. Dazed, I signed, and even as I opened the car door, I hadn't snapped out of it. Leaning back in my seat, I scratched my head. Fiona mentioned dinner tonight. I grabbed my phone to ask what time she got off work. Couldn't remember anything she said earlier. I had a bunch of missed calls, and Sophia had left me a string of 1-minute voicemails. Just as I was about to block her, a call came in from my old company's office number. When I picked up, it was chaotic on the other end. They probably didn't expect me to answer, so they didn't notice it had connected. Quit? You totally messed up the loan application, delayed the project, and now you want to leave? No way. Either get the loan done or pay for the company's losses. Sophia's voice was sharp, but the other person protested loudly. You didn't explain anything. Messed up the paperwork and expect me to fix it? Now the bank won't lend, and you're blaming me? Get lost. Daniel's angry voice cut in. Enough. Now's not the time for pointing fingers. Sort out the bank loan. If it drags past the new year, other projects will fall apart. Have you reached Jeff? That jerk isn't answering. Once this is done, he's in trouble. I laughed out loud. Maybe they had it on speaker because someone heard me. Sophia quickly grabbed the phone, yelling at me. Jeff, why aren't you answering? Why didn't you come to the office? You know how long I waited? I replied coldly. Who are you to me that I should listen? Sophia got caught off guard. Maybe my past compliance gave her the illusion I wouldn't leave. You dare not listen to me? Daniel took over, clearly suppressing his anger. The bank loan was rejected. You need to come back and resubmit at the bank. I snickered. What authority do you have? My ex's current boyfriend? Jeff. Daniel growled. This was your responsibility. You left without finishing your job. The problem is yours to fix. I leisurely lit a cigarette and took a couple of drags. What are you talking about? We completed the handover. You even signed off. Denying it? Want me to send a photo? With Daniel's curses, I hung up. I went home, showered, and then hit up the Hermes store to buy the bag. The whole 1:1. 5 purchase requirement cost me nearly $40K, not counting the price of the bag. Honestly, Sophia didn't deserve it, but Fiona would look stunning with it. I might be losing my mind. I laughed to myself, threw the bag in my car, and headed to dinner. As I crossed the lobby with the bag, I got stopped. Sophia was there, arm in arm with Daniel, looking smug. I told you he'd come running, she said. The salesgirl called me, said you picked up the Hermes. She glanced at the bag I carried, huffing. Apology gift. Now you want to make up? This bag wouldn't cut it. Daniel smirked, giving a thumbs down, embarrassing. I was speechless and moved to walk away. But they wouldn't leave it alone. Stop pretending. Apologize to us and fix the mess at the company. Maybe we'll let you back. Work hard this time. Daniel's no pushover. Knowing Sophia's true self now, I questioned my taste. Daniel even tried snatching the bag. So it's the new Hermes? You're seriously trying hard. Huh? Sophia must be something. I haven't given her a decent gift yet. This'll do. Did you use a loan to buy this bag? Seeing how broke you look? How many credit cards did you max out? I waved and hit his arm, coldly saying, "Don't be a jerk. This bag is a gift, and it's not for Sophia. Try touching me again, and I'm calling the cops." A gift? For who? Don't tell me you found a girlfriend right after we broke up. Sophia exaggeratedly clutched her stomach, laughing, then mimicked my tone. Come on, just say, "Sophia, please forgive me." Then get on your knees and apologize to me. I'll forgive you, and you're talking about giving gifts. I know all about the women in your phone. Who are you giving it to? Jeff, why are you outside? Come inside quickly. Fiona looked stunning in her professional outfit, her perfect figure highlighted, with beautiful wavy hair tucked behind her ears, and a blue diamond earring shimmering in the light. I smiled as I walked over and handed her the bag. Sorry to keep you waiting. Just a little gift. Hope you like it. Fiona's eyes sparkled as she affectionately held onto my arm, glancing meaningfully at a twisted-faced Sophia and Daniel. Who are these two? No idea where they popped up from, but they're blocking my way, baring their teeth at me. Later, I got another call from Sophia. She sounded tired and agitated, her voice even hoarse. She pleaded, "Jeff, for the sake of our 3 years together, help me out. Will you?" From her words, I found out that the workload and Sophia and Daniel's chaotic management caused tension for 2 student workers, leading them to quit. They hired more newcomers, but things only got worse due to mismanaged assignments. Daniel, furious, fired them all, blaming HR for not hiring properly and causing trouble. Now Sophia was left alone. Worse, a bank loan hadn't come through, and another almost certain approval faltered because of Sophia's arrogance, making them redo the paperwork. It's a common industry tactic to squeeze someone like that, but resolving it isn't hard. However, I won't waste a breath on Sophia. Have Daniel pay me the severance first, or there's no deal. Wait, Jeff, it's not that Daniel won't pay, but you know the loan hasn't been approved, and many projects need funding. Sophia's voice got quieter. Funding? I saw it on your Twitter yesterday. Daniel just got you a 5-carat diamond ring, didn't he? Money for a ring but none for me? Sophia loved to show off on Twitter with anything she had. Are you helping or not? I'm just doing you a favor, really? Daniel has brought Charles back on board, so you might still have a shot at a position if you return now. And that woman seems a bit too flashy. She's just an actress, right? Is admitting you still care about me so hard? You even found someone to fake being your girlfriend. This woman's got some nerve. Who'd hang on to a 2-timing cheater? Don't bother asking about me and her. A casual line, but it set Sophia off. Don't ask? You must have known each other for ages. Cheating while dating me, right? That sneaky fox is your long-time love interest, isn't she? You scoundrel, shameless jerk. I'll make you pay. Just you wait. Her making me pay ended up as a post on the company website. She accused me of embezzling money, being incompetent, negligent, and loose, claiming I frequented hotels with many women. She posted a photo from our dinner, including Fiona. Taken secretly, it was blurry, but familiar folks would recognize my side profile instantly. Plenty jumped in to bash me. I'm an employee here, Jeff's just like that, all excuses about business trips, always late, leaving early. I've seen him disrespect leaders and bully newcomers. Why stop at firing him? You should call the police. Who knows when he'll leak company secrets? I skimmed through and some supported me, but it drowned in the criticism. Alright, I contacted my lawyer adding a slander suit. Fiona arranged a welcome party for my new job in a Malaysian beach resort. Only when I got there, I realized it was just the 2 of us. That welcome party, it's gonna stick with me forever. Seeing Fiona's curves in a swimsuit, I couldn't help but swallow awkwardly. As a result, the party moved to various settings. Sofa, balcony, bathroom, under the bed. While lounging on the beach, soaking up the sun, the phone rang. I paused. It was my old boss Charles's exclusive ringtone. Picking up, a familiar voice sounded. Jeff, when are you coming back? I sighed internally. Although Daniel's a jerk, his dad's always decent to me. Charles, I've already resigned. A 2-second pause from the other end. You're overreacting, aren't you? Just a little tantrum, really? Come back. I'll double your salary. How's that? It's not about money, Charles. You must have heard about my issues with Daniel. I'll fire Sophia, you dropped the lawsuit. Unable to hold back, I retorted. Firing Sophia doesn't solve it. Can you fire your son? No way she'd spread those rumors without his say-so, right? Have him pay my severance. Let's leave things on good terms. It's natural to side with your own, I get it, but I underestimated the whole situation. With the party over and a new year in, arbitration started. To my surprise, Daniel brought his dad along. Charles's hair turned grayer. His eyes told me Daniel fed him plenty of lies about me. They offered compensation of N, plus a month's handover work with double pay. Seems they've realized without me, the project approvals won't go through. Projects stalled before the break are still pending, halting projects post-break. Without work starting, time and wages for workers are on hold. Some have already come demanding answers. Carrying on like this, the company might collapse. Naturally, I refuse. My lawyer gave our terms. 2N+1, totaling 17 months compensation, plus defamation damages and unused vacation pay. Charles dodged the compensation talk, pulling out a belt I bought him years ago, accusing me of bribery. His murky eyes flashed briefly with guilt but confidently told the mediator. I never used his gift, keeping it for evidence. I always suspected his intentions weren't pure. What a not-so-pure intention. I don't have even a shred of feeling left for the old boss who once did me a favor. The company lawyer clearly didn't expect to be backstabbed by the boss. He turned bright red, tried to fight back, but Daniel's smug look made him retreat. My lawyer smiled and asked, "Did you promote him or give him a raise for that belt? Because of that belt, how much did the company lose?" Since we were tearing down all pretenses, I didn't hold back. I've worked like a dog for the company for 8 years. If you cared enough to check out other companies, you'd see how much I've brought in for us. Sure, you handed the company over to your son, that's your deal. But he fired me over a grudge, so now he's facing the consequences. Doesn't know squat, and thinks he's all that after getting a shiny title? A boss like that? Give a dog a bone and it'll work too. I threw Daniel's own words back in his face. He glared, slammed the table, and pointed at me, swearing. After all that bird talk, he still ended up cursing in his native tongue. The mediator saw that we weren't getting anywhere, so he suggested legal proceedings. Just after both sides submitted evidence, Charles wanted to renegotiate. He quickly wired me 2N+1. Before I figured out why, the former HR expressed grievances to me. Due to lack of staff, the company was hiring. Daniel had his eyes on some college girls who looked and qualified well. One of them was aiming for Daniel, the rich kid. Young and pretty, like the rising sun, totally outshining Sophia, who's almost 30. Daniel flirted with the newbie, fine, but he put her under Sophia's wing. After years on the floor, Sophia knew exactly what was up and they clashed. Sophia wasn't playing around. On a client meeting with Daniel, she took the new girl to a banquet. Sophia got the girl drunk and basically served her to a client as a bonus. When the young girl woke up, she raised hell, suing both Sophia and Daniel. This wasn't a regular dispute anymore. Daniel could end up in jail. So Charles couldn't worry about my case any longer and had to pay me off. The former HR tried to sweet-talk me into finding her a job if she quits. Since she's capable, I didn't mind helping. I heard Charles had to pay a fortune to keep Daniel out of prison. But trouble kept piling on. The bank rejected the loan again, pointing at invalid financial data. The settlement Charles made for Daniel came from company accounts and got exposed. Once the news hit, company stocks plummeted and stopped trading in a few days. When Charles and Daniel came looking for me at my new company, I was in Fiona's office discussing our team-building plans. Charles pushed Daniel to kneel in front of me, and I quickly stood up to avoid it. Having him kneel to me? How unlucky. Charles softened his tone. Jeff, my apologies. I'll kick him out of the company now. Will you come back? Fiona snorted, coming to poach from my turf right in front of me. Charles? That's a bit much. Charles ignored her, staring straight at me. You've been with the company 8 years. Can you really watch it go bankrupt? We gave you your compensation. There are still many employees there, and they could lose everything because of you. I waved him off, cutting him short. No, don't give me praise and then blame. Company's downfall is a management problem, not mine. The company went under because it was poorly run, and you guys forced us all out because you couldn't do your jobs right. Did you ever think of this day when you kicked me out like trash? If I hadn't gone through arbitration, you wouldn't even have bothered with compensation. You've got no shame, yet you call me heartless? Daniel got up, shouting at me. Look, Dad, I knew it, apologizing wouldn't work. This jerk just wants to see us fail. Charles was quiet for a moment, then looked up and asked me to help out, saying we still had some sort of bond. You're so heartless, he continued, even if you're doing well now, you can't guarantee you won't be taken advantage of later. It's good to leave room for future interactions. He gave Fiona a pointed look, which got her mad enough to call security. You know, women can be a bit petty. My departure was a major loss for the company, while Fiona stealing clients hit Daniel and them really hard. The already shaky company totally shut down when Fiona took away their 2 biggest clients. I heard some minor shareholders teamed up to accuse Daniel and his dad and were planning to take them to court. Daniel actually had the nerve to call me. The once high and mighty prince now groveling, full of regrets. I already kicked Sophia out, he said, blaming everything on that tramp for ruining our brotherhood. Brotherhood? I almost thought I was hearing things. So we're brothers now, huh? Props to you for charming Fiona. Talk to her for me. We can work everything out. He pretended not to hear my sarcasm and kept babbling. He painted me a picture of grand opportunities, offering 10% of stocks and a position equal to his. I was listening intently when a soft, smooth arm reached over and took my phone. Fiona's face was flushed with annoyance, giving me a glare. She quickly shut off the phone and turned her attention back to me. The company declared bankruptcy before the end of the year. Daniel and his dad were jailed for embezzling company funds, leaving them heavily in debt. The pride Daniel had when he first joined the company was nothing compared to their downfall now. I thrived in helping a new company with approvals, smoothly transferring my old contacts and bringing in new clientele. I hadn't realized Daniel was the only son of the boss who studied abroad. I unexpectedly ran into Sophia at a party. She clung like an octopus to an older man, shamelessly getting groped. When she saw me dressed sharp and confident, she left the guy and made a beeline for me. I ignored her, whispering in Fiona's ear, who playfully bit her lip and shot me a look. Seeing us together made Sophia tear up as she stood watching. After the party, Sophia blocked my car, begging me for forgiveness. Fiona pushed her away with a slap before she could touch me. I shrugged. Sorry, Miss Sophia. My girlfriend doesn't like me fooling around. Sophia glared at Fiona. Do you know Jeff and I dated for 3 years? He was crazy about me. He used you to get at me. Fiona laughed, totally unfazed. Come on, girl, we're adults. Stop with these childish games. You mistook ordinary pebbles for pearls. Don't blame others if they get taken. After that, I blocked Sophia on Instagram and from my phone. Even when random numbers popped up, I never answered. The next time I heard about Sophia was on the news. A recently released guy stabbed her 21 times in broad daylight. She didn't make it to the hospital, and he got arrested on the spot, pretty much sealing his fate behind bars. I work hard regardless. Having a wife as a boss never made me slack off. My past experiences taught me to value things more. Life's meant to keep getting better after all.